Hi. Friends, in this video we're going over the latest news from Poland because people are already messaging me. Denchik, what's going on in Poland? Mobilization, 250,000 draft notices, what's happening? Let's talk about what's really going on without panic or unnecessary emotions. The Ministry of Defense of Poland is publishing a draft decree according to which 245,000 people will be sent for what's called a military qualification, which is basically a medical examination and resource audit. We'll discuss everything in detail now. Please leave a like under this video. Subscribe to the channel right now. Friends, leave a like to support aerodynamics, to support the working class. Be sure to write in the comments, Baldi, why aren't you at the front, or why aren't you at sea? I just want to thank you for your support and remind you that TransferGo is the best money transfer service. The link is in the description. Go there, send money to your family and friends, and register. And by the way, you can also get 10 euros. All the details are at the link. Now, let's get down to business. Not only 18-year-old guys and guys born in 2008 are targeted by the Polish administrative system, but also reservists up to 60 years old and, attention, even women. But of course, only those with military occupational specialties, medics, IT specialists, communication specialists, logisticians. At the same time, Poland's defense budget is breaking through the ceiling at 200 billion zlotys, that's almost 5% of GDP. At first glance, the headline looks frightening. 250,000 Poles will receive draft notices. And of course, the image immediately comes to mind. Trains, trenches, mobilization. And of course, maps. I'll show you where the attack on Belarus was being prepared from. But if you apply systematic thinking and look at the mechanics of the process, this is actually just another completely logical state logistics operation. What are 200 billion zlotys for hardware, right? Shells, tanks, air defense systems. These are excellent purchases, very appropriate in these difficult times. But any hardware without a specific person is just a pile of expensive scrap metal. In the current conditions of hybrid threats and general instability in the region, the state simply needs to understand who we actually have in our ranks. What is the physical health of the nation? How many computer specialists do we have in the country who know how to work with critical infrastructure?
How many heavy equipment operators are there? And so on.
And this is not total mobilization with deployment to the front tomorrow morning. This is an inventory of assets. What is one of the state's main assets? Sorry, but that's the way it is. It's its human capital. All right. If someone has an apartment in Spain or Italy, they can get out. But if they don't, they might not have time to escape. The Polish bureaucratic machine is methodically digitizing, sorting, and filing all of its potential human resources, linking them to the massive financial investments in the army. In short, friends, this isn't just some impulsive move. It's been a cold, pragmatic calculation for a long time. The Polish state is systematically taking action, bringing its system in line with its financial expenditures. They are purchasing hardware. Then, those who could theoretically maintain this infrastructure and equipment are counted and classified. And comprehensive record keeping is the foundation of any military organization. Why Warsaw is simply building as clear a resource registry as possible today in case of any developments. By the way, friends, I came across a video. Now we're moving on to the topic. Why aren't they at the front? Let's watch the video. It's very interesting to see how the Poles answer this question.
What would you do if you got a compulsory draft notice?
What would I do? I'd probably go. If I got one, I would go. If I got one, it would mean there was a real need.
Would you go to Ukraine as well?
Not to Ukraine.
I would go defend the country. Because I'm still in that draft age group.
So would you also go to Ukraine?
No,
Only our borders?
only our borders. I'm not interested in Ukraine. That's not our country.
Then I will go. Did you go? Yes. Did you shoot, sir?
I did shoot.
Exactly. You know who? That means I won't get a compulsory draft notice because I have a mobilization card.
On the territory of Poland, I would report for duty, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I would go, but as a medic I could possibly serve in the army because otherwise I really don't have any military training.
Are you some kind of medic? Yes, I'm a radiologic technologist. I work in a hospital. I don't know. Damn, I guess I would go. I don't have any other choice. Would you shoot?
Well, of course. I would join the army.
As a patriot, would you shoot?
If they hadn't taught me, I would have learned. I would shoot. I would have gone right away.
Because we have to help our fellow Poles and Ukraine, right?
Because it's necessary to show them. That's a very tough question. Well, if I got a mandatory summons, I think I would probably show up. I think... And would you go to Ukraine?
If it was necessary, well.
That's how it is, friends. That's the kind of information, yes, from people, from Poles, from real flesh and blood Poles. Not like I'm some kind of half-blood, yeah? Well, that's why, by the way, a quick bit of basic law. Yes, a Polish passport makes me a subject of Polish law, seriously. But as for going to the front, without permission from the Polish Ministry of Defense, serving in any other army is a criminal offense. So that's why, my dear comrades from the Zapka crowd, whoever is writing there, so to stand against the law between two state bureaucracies just for your approval, your little Zapka committee, but that's a foolish thing that I don't plan to do. So I just watched a video. It's not. It's just that on the streets, Polish patriots unanimously say that if anything happens, they will... Guys, come on, look at me. What kind of soldier am I? Seriously. I would just get in the way of those great guys. Just imagine the scene. A Polish patriot walks into the military enlistment office. His eyes are burning with passion. In his soul, he has the spirit of Mazurka Dąbrowskiego. He's ready to defend every gmina, every powiat. And then there's me. I'm just some Ukrainian, some nobody. Well, that's just not fair. And I can't take away people's laws, their civic drive, and their historic chance to show patriotism. That's it. So, well, I'm sorry, my dear little Zapka committee. Yeah, so this time, I'm out. Look, our next topic is how this will affect Ukrainians living in Poland. Because, well, some people are worried, right? Because they're not subscribed to the channel, and we've already explained it. Well, it's okay, we'll explain it again. Look, the direct legal aspect, the legal framework of Poland. The Polish military qualification is a procedure that is regulated exclusively by the Homeland Defense Act. There is such a statute on the defense of the homeland. According to Polish law, only citizens of sunny, beautiful Poland are subject to military registration and medical examination. Even if a citizen of Ukraine has PESEL UKR status in Poland, a residence permit, a temporary or permanent residence card, the Polish administrative system does not have the right to summon him to a Polish commission or assign him a fitness category for the Polish army. Polish authorities cannot legally serve a Polish draft notice to a foreigner. Although I think, a moment of sarcasm, just a second even, when, if God forbid they have to hand out draft notices, I think they'll go after Ukrainians first. They'll say, what, are you suggesting we fight the Russians? What are you thinking? Go do it yourselves. All right, let's get back to the serious topic, okay? Exception, naturalization and dual citizenship. If a citizen of Ukraine has already gone through the naturalization process and received a Polish passport, then he becomes subject to military service in Poland on general grounds. In this case, if he falls into the right age category or has the necessary specialty, computers, medicine, logistics, he will receive a draft notice from the Polish military office just like any other Pole. Look at how this will affect Ukrainians. Third, indirect infrastructural effect. Although Ukrainians are not subject to Polish registration, measures on this scale will certainly have an indirect impact on life. The load on state medical institutions, right, conducting medical examinations for 250,000 people requires diverting civilian doctors. That means surgeons, ophthalmologists, neurologists, and also the administrative resources of local municipalities. This will create an additional burden on the Polish healthcare system and the bureaucratic apparatus. Next, the labor market signal. Registering Polish specialists, for example, doctors and drivers, shows that the state is actively forming a labor resource registry in case of a crisis. But for Ukrainian specialists who work under Polish contracts without Polish citizenship, there are no direct legal obligations to the Polish Ministry of Defense. In short, friends, to sum up, watch the video until the end, we have some more interesting material coming up. And for Ukrainians without a Polish passport, this particular administrative development does not carry any direct legal consequences or risk of mobilization. Polish structures. Poland is conducting an internal inventory exclusively of its own civilian and manpower resources. Well, let's watch one more video. The older generation was asked, what will you do, dear comrades? Let's get started.
We ask Poles if they know what to do if war breaks out tomorrow.
Run into the bushes.
Did you ladies get the safety guide? Yes, of course. Did you read it? Number...
I would get on a plane and
run away immediately. Where to? To the Netherlands, for example.
Thank you. That's an idea.
Exactly.
You received a safety guide.
Yes, but overall, he is completely unprepared for this.
And do you know where the nearest shelter is to you? Hey.
Because I live near the citadel, there are shelters there, so yes, I know.
Have you prepared yourself or not really?
Not really.
And what would the government have to do, for example, to prepare you better?
I don't know. Actually, nothing at all, because if what awaits us is a tragedy, nothing will help anyway.
What could be waiting for us?
Well, what do you mean? What?
Our former friends, just one bomb, and Warsaw is gone.
Well, I only have underground garages.
And do you have any knowledge about what to do, how to behave in those first hours?
Well, I think you should hide somewhere, that's all. And then, wherever is closest, and then I'll think about it. Just think about it.
I think I would have to run somewhere farther away, because the nearest shelter is quite far away.
And how far, if I may ask, what is the distance?
Well, I would probably have to go down to the subway, which is on the other side of the Vistula River. First of all, right? I would have to cross to the other side of the Vistula River, if that was possible, or run somewhere towards the river.
And was the guide useful? Was there anything helpful for you in it? Well,
You see, I'm an old scout, so these things aren't unfamiliar to me.
I'm just not afraid. Because what would I do?
so I have to, let's say it breaks out tomorrow. And how do you react? Do you know where the shelter is? Number
I don't know where, sir, and there definitely isn't one in my building, and I live here in plain sight.
There definitely isn't one.
And how did you react at that time, ma'am?
I don't know. I really don't know how I would have reacted. I got a guidebook. Was it helpful?
Excuse me, was it helpful?
I don't think about the war at all.
Well, you do have to, at least a little, so that I don't understand.
But no.
What would you do, ma'am? I mean, do you feel prepared for this? How you individually as a person should react? Do you know where your shelter is and so on?
I don't know. I don't know where the shelter is. I live in a 10-story building, so I guess I would have one somewhere outside.
Well, that's the kind of video it is. I'm actually curious why they only ask women. But oh well, maybe that was the author's intention. Write in the comments what you think. Friends, thank you so much for your attention. I hope you found it interesting. If you watch until the end, write it. Take 10 seconds and write. Dennis watched until the end from such and such city. Big thumbs up to you. So sending greetings to the flower delivery people. I was especially asked to greet the flower delivery people, yes. And to the regular truckers, they're great. They watch until the end. If anyone else watches until the end, write in the comments. Friends, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. That's all for now. See you next time.